Ladies and gentlemen, I have been made aware of a glitch that's not only going to make your journey to Elite a bit smoother, it's going to make it damn right easy. And to be honest, I'm surprised this is even in the game, but it's here and we're going to use it to our advantage. So if you're new around here, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and let's go get Elite. Do you want the best team in FC 25? Yeah, baby! Do you want to be playing with the best players in the game like this, and not be stuck with teams like this? Okay. Then you need to head over to skycoach.gg, select the amount of coins or the type of weekend league boost you need, and enter code PRORECOIL for 10% off of your order. Now, first of all, for you guys to understand where this has came from, we're going to have to talk about a video I uploaded recently, which was, of course, how to get max points in squad battles, where I showed you guys that all you needed to do is score 5 goals, and I gave you the other list of things, which is like a 5 or 6 list of things, which gets you the maximum points. Now, that video got a lot of views, which led to a lot of comments, and a lot of you were saying that actually, this year, the world-class difficulty is harder than legendary. Now, this doesn't make sense because obviously the two difficulties, one is harder than the other. That's just simply how they line up. But we're playing a game that's made by EA. And what's one thing that they do better than anything else? Make mistakes. Now, I pondered this a little bit. I thought, you know what? I don't know if I believe this. Let's have a look at the evidence. Now, I have had some experience this with myself. First of all, if we have a look at every set, the way I used to manage sets from last year, you do legendary, world class, professional is usually how I'd manage it. So this squad here, of course, it's going to be the hardest squad of them all. Ridiculous to play against. I mean, look at that. Apart from the two centre backs, it's a world-class team. So if we have a look at, for example, this team, you're looking at a little bit of a step down from that top team, but not too far off. I mean, this one, they've taken it right from the champs playbook. We've got a rat back with a hero, an informed Gabriel, a DeMarco, we've got in the middle nothing too crazy, and then we've got Haaland and Rodrigo up front. So I would look at this possibly even last year and go, right, we're going to knock that. You know what? We'll do professional. Give myself an easy day. Maybe I'll watch some TV in the background. But what I've found out in the last set of games that I've completed is that not only are you able to kind of relax on legendary more than you could before, it is so much easier than world class. Now, you might not believe me. As I've explained, my previous thing would be to do this match on world class or professional at a push if it's a really good squad. Now, don't get me wrong, to do this one on world class would be fairly hard. It's not an easy squad by any means. But let me just show you. We're going to go in. We're going to go for legendary, hardest difficulty, almost 2k points for this squad because it's that hard. We're going to go straight in. And yes, I'm actually going to have to try in this game because it is a legendary and it is a ridiculous squad, but we are going to win. And I'm not good enough to beat squads like this on world class, and it doesn't make sense. And of course, I've had on screen through this video some of the various comments of people saying they've experienced the same thing. And no, I'm not saying it makes any sense, but it's in the game and it is simply easier to play the legendary game mode. There is one thing I've noticed more than anything is they just don't like to score. Like, I would have legendary get to my box, literally run through me almost, and then they just wouldn't shoot or they'd pass back, and it's almost like there is something wrong in the code. But there's definitely a problem here, and it's definitely something that worth, while still in, giving it a go and essentially just playing all your games, if not 90% on legendary, because look, I would usually play this near enough on professional, and as you can see, legendary, they're just docile. They're just not, you know, waiting for me to make a mistake. Really not that difficult to come in and go and get the ball from. They're not really trying to attack too hard. They're just very slow. I mean, that was Ponzi shot. They're not really even trying. As much as, you know, I'm sat here talking to you guys at the same time as playing this game, not fully focused. I mean, I've literally been watching Prison Break for the last hour and a half while doing squad battles games, also eating dinner at the same time. And yeah, I've only got through a few games because I've had to pause here and there and do other bits, but I've managed to get through a fair few games on legendary by literally just doing other things, which doesn't make sense. That's the AFK thing that we've been doing for years on beginner. Like, how can we now do that on I mean, look at that. Look at that attempt. I mean, we've almost got a goal there, not quite, but we're gonna call that user error. I mean, look how easy they are dispossessed. This does not look, I mean, you can't tell me. Look at the team that I'm playing. I'm playing a rat back with Haaland and Rodrigo up front. They're constantly essentially just giving me the ball. Now, what I'm gonna try and do is hit all of the targets that you have for a squad battles match. I don't think it would usually be possible. I'm going to give it my best shot. So yes, I'm going to be a little bit less chatty for a moment, but let's see if we can get the max points out of this legendary rat back. I mean, that's one. And that defense was horror. It was almost as if I was the one defending there. It simply is not a legendary difficulty. Now, I do feel like they're going to amend this because it simply is not legendary right now. I should not be able to walk over legendary half focused while making a video and violate like this. I can't even violate people in champs like this. I mean, look at that. Look, he literally had the opportunity to just run through on, chose not to. Once again, look at that attacking. It's not me beating them here. They simply aren't trying. Look, guys, they are having so many more attacks than me. Not only am I defending poorly, but I'm just playing crap right now, and they're literally not scoring. I feel like this is the best exhibit of how bad this is that I'm literally letting them get in. I'm not intending to do it. I don't want them to score. It ruins one of the points on the scoring system, but they're simply not able to score. I love the Nando's advertisement. That's such a big partnership from EA. Like, if I wasn't going to buy a Nando's while playing FIFA before, I definitely am now. And look, I'll be honest, the goalkeeper does stay up to scratch. That's one thing you'll struggle with. And obviously on a squad like this, I'm literally playing a rat back on legendary. But like, I shouldn't be able to have walked through their team in the first section. I should not be able to do that. It simply should not be that easy. Now look, we're going to switch up the intensity a bit. Foden is coming off. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Foden this year. We're going to pop a Pender there. We're going to play two players out of position. For some reason, it just works. A Pender is actually the defense bender. I mean, look, guys, I'm not trying to let them get there. I genuinely do not want to concede. Like, 1 goal win with 0 goals from them, I think is a decent bit of pointage for me. I know I get 1.9 as like a minimum. I think if I get no goals conceded, possibly 2 goals, I'm looking at way higher than that. I mean, I'm playing poorly, as you can see, but they just simply aren't scoring. Look, I mean, look at that. Through ball clear to Haaland, and they go, nah, Rob, we want you to have the ball. Mr. Recoil. By the way, Mr. Recoil is an insane... Yeah, that's, you know, let's forget I said that. When I made the channel Pro Recoil, yeah, recoil was not a zesty term, right? Recoil was just gun stuff. I used to play COD videos, right? And now recoil is zesty as hell. Speaking of zesty as hell, look at that zesty defender. I mean, it's not really zesty. It's just flipping weak as hell. We just ran through them again. I was going on a speech about my zesty YouTube name, and we've still walked through them. And you saw, that is literally, do you know what? Let's just prove it. Match facts. Does it, shots I've had 4, they've had 5. Expected goals, I mean, I don't think that's actually what's happened, because I'm pretty sure I didn't have that many shots, but sure. I mean, either way, we're on an even expected goals. All their shots have been flipping pansy. Their goal scorers are Haaland and Rodrigo. He literally has a slightly worse version of the guy I've got up top, and he's on legendary, like, bot level. And these bots supposedly, like, were crafted with I mean, I know that the ultimate one is literally the ability of, like, pro players. They've, like, basically patterned it with, well, not patterned it with, you know what I mean. They've put the ability of pro players and their, like, techniques and their patterns and stuff like that. Patterns, that's what I mean, not patterned. I'm not talking about copyrights of pro players. I mean, look at this. Docile Haaland. They've got Haaland on poacher nothing. Bang! Oh, we are so undeserving of a goal there. There's the other goals we haven't actually deserved, but that one I would like a goal, please. And Chiesa, guys, if you haven't got him already, you know, if there's one thing you can take away from this video, other than that legendary is ass, is that Chiesa is genuinely the second coming of Ronaldinho on this game. He's just cracked. Ronaldinho, I got into Div 3 earlier by using lone Ronaldinho for the final game, you know, when you got like 2 wins. So it was like, it wasn't actually like on that final bit. Once again, they can't score. But as I was saying, it wasn't like on the final game. I had like 2 games, but I was on a win streak. So if I won that game, I got into Div 3 and I put Ronaldinho in his cam, and bro, my guy is worth every penny. Like, obviously I can't afford him. I don't know if I'll ever be able to afford him. I hope to just pack him in an icon pack. Bro is insane. Bro is, honestly, if you play someone with Ronaldinho, just count your lucky stars if they are bad, because my guy is ridiculous. That should have been in. That should have been in. They are fouling me in the final third in the last few minutes. They want me to get this. Go on, Saliba. Yeah, I was going to say, Saliba outside the box just doesn't seem realistic, does it? There we land. We have just beat squad battles on legendary difficulty with a 5-bag, despite the fact that they had, how many shots did they walk away with that game? Match facts. They made 7 shots on target. They had essentially near enough 2 goals expected, and they didn't get a single one in. And all of them were docile shots. They were basically passing at my keeper. If that isn't enough to prove it, if the comments I showed you before aren't enough to prove it, then I don't know what is. Try it yourself and you will realise world class is not world class anymore. And legendary is not legendary anymore. They've had a role reversal, but I'm here for it. And if you are too, make sure you stick around on this channel, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.